Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I literally almost just forgot to film this intro because for the last few weeks I've been filming the intro before doing any makeup, and today I decided I wanted to do it this way around and I almost forgot, but I didn't, and that's what counts. For today's video I'm going to be trying out a few items of makeup from PIXI Beauty. Now I haven't really tried any makeup from PIXI at all. I have tried a little bit of their skincare and I do have a review linked up in the cards if you guys would like to check it out, but makeup wise I'd only ever really tried one item. Now recently they sent me a PR package that had 4 palettes in it, 2 eyeshadow palettes and 2 face palettes, so I figured it would be a perfect chance to try a little bit of makeup. Quick disclaimer, PIXI haven't asked me to film this video at all. They don't know that I'm making it. They just sent me the items and I thought it would be fun to try them together on camera. Before jumping into the video, I would just like to let you guys know that I'm having a giveaway over on my Instagram page right now. It is running until this Friday, the 2nd of October I believe, and it will be including the 2 other palettes from the PR package which I decided not to keep. So if you would like to win those and all of the items pictured here, then click the link in my description box below to enter. So if you guys would like to see how I got this look and what I thought of PIXI's makeup, then just keep watching. Alright guys, my eyes are primed as always with my PLouise Base, so we're going to jump into our first item, which is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Eye Effects palette in the shade Rosette Ray. I think the shade selection in this one is pretty. It's definitely a lot more wearable than what I would normally go for, but it also looks perfect for this time of year, so we are going to jump in. I'm going to start off with this darker, more burgundy shade over here. Just taking that on a Zoeva 231, and that's going to go on the outer portion of the crease. By the way, for those who don't follow me on Instagram, I tried to film this video on Friday and I was interrupted by 3 power cuts. 3. I gave up on the 3rd one. Okay, that's a pretty shade. The pigmentation isn't bad at all. It's not super pigmented, but then we're not using a pressed pigment palette for once. I'm just going to take it a bit further inwards as well. Not quite the whole half, or not even the whole 3rd. It's really just the outer portion of my eye. Next I'm going to use a Morphe M433 and I'm going to go in the burgundy over here. I'm just going to blend upwards a little bit and then kind of start going inwards, I guess. Okay, that is blending really softly, just diffusing things out really nicely. Very effortless. This palette retails for £22 I believe, which is a little bit more than I would normally pay for a £9 palette. But you are getting 11.5 grams of product in here, which isn't bad at all. I will insert a screenshot of my little spreadsheet so you guys can just see how that compares to other palettes that I own. That's nice. It's very soft. It's not very pigmented, definitely, but I like the effect, actually. This is not bad at all. I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily the target audience for PIXI's makeup, but I like how nice they are to blend. Like, this is a lot easier than the Revolution palette that I used the other day where I spent a lot of time on the mattes. And at the same time, it's £22 for a £9 eyeshadow palette, so I do expect it to do a little bit of the work for me. Okay, next I'm gonna go into the lightest matte shade up here. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I don't feel the need to change my brush as often when I'm using more natural colours. Again, I'm just gonna drag that a bit further forwards and I'm just gonna make sure that my edges are nicely blended out. One thing I do feel the need to say is that I do think this packaging on these palettes looks very old-fashioned, but the mirror inside is huge and it is really, really good. This would be a good one for travelling, I will give it that. I'm just bringing it out a little bit further out here, just following the shape of my brow. I'm going to go back into my Zoeva 231 into my first shade. Really, really deepen that up. And then into my burgundy again. And then finally back in with my lighter shade. I'm just making sure that top edge is just really nicely blended out. On my lid, I do really want to use this pink. Now I'm going to start off with a brush just to show you what it looks like. Oh, actually that's not bad. I don't know, I tried to do a halo eye the other day and I just wasn't super impressed with these. I tried wetting the brush the other day and I didn't feel it was improving anything, so I am going to go in with my finger. Let's see. Maybe that works a little bit better. I don't know, I just feel like for the price, I was kind of expecting a bit more. Like, it doesn't feel like a lot better than the metallic shades I tried in the Revolution Enchanted palette the other day, for example. I mean, it's a nice shade. It matches my outfit, I will say that. I'm now going to go into this shade over here, and I am just going to go straight in with my finger. Yeah, okay, right. These do perform a lot better when using your finger. Let me show you a brush quickly so you can see. I'm just going to use like a small flat brush, and I really felt the other day like I really had to dig in. I mean, it's barely visible, so just go in with your finger. The payoff is instant. I am going to go back in with a brush now, and I'm just going to blend those two shades in together. And then I'm just going to take my Zoeva brush that I used with my very first shade, take a little bit more and make sure it's blended out over here as well. I'm going to take a Morphe M330 and I'm going to use that in the lighter shade up here. And I just want to use that in the inner portion of the crease, just to kind of light things up and just connect it up to that blend. Again, I feel like I've just had to dig in a bit just to get some nice payoff. And then I'm just going to go back into my Morphe M433 with the lightest crease shade. Yeah, I mean, overall it's not bad. It's just kind of okay, like, for the price. I just don't think the metallics are as exciting as I thought they would be. So to help us out with this look and kind of make it a little bit more exciting, I do have another product to try. This is the Liquid Fairy Lights in the shade Rose Gold. I did buy this one myself, although I did actually use my Boots points that I had accumulated. At £15, they're definitely not the cheapest liquid eyeshadows around, but I do think they're worth the price because they're really gorgeous. I own them in two other shades. I have Crystalline, which is the white, and then I also have Lagoon. So I think what I'm gonna do is just use this straight from the wand. I'm just gonna take just a small flat shadow brush. Okay, so now it's dried down a bit. I think it looks nice. It's not my favourite one from them. It's not massively glittery, but I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like in the close-up pictures. I think what I am gonna do, though, is take the shade Crystalline, and I think we're gonna make that even more shimmery, basically. So I'm gonna add this one. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put that in the front of the eye, and again, I'm just blending a little bit. A little bit more in right at the front. I just feel like it's making it a little bit more glittery. It catches the light every now and then. I'm going to take a clean brush because I don't want to get any pink on my brow bone. I really hope you can see this on camera because this is stunning. Just giving it a little bit of a blend. I am happy with that. I've just gone ahead and primed my lower lash line, so we're going to do that next. I'm going to take this Morphe M138 and I'm going to go into the darkest brown over here, and I'm just popping that on the outer half of my eye. Then I'm just going to go back into my Zoeva brush and take this shade and blend out the first one. As I do, I'm just going to come back up into the outer portion of my eye and start connecting things up. Then next into the burgundy, still with the Morphe M433, I think it was. And then same again with the lighter shade. So now that that's done, I'm going to add a quick wing with my Inglot gel eyeliner. This is number 90, which is like a nice brown. I'm just taking a Morphe M250-0. I'm going to create a quick wing. And then I'm just going to take my Morphe M508 and I want to get that smoked out a little bit. And then I think I'm just going to take a little bit of the brown and just pop that closer to the lash line. Just really deepen that up. You know, this look is making me feel really festive all of a sudden. I think it is the glitter. And then I'm just going to take a bit more of the eyeliner on a different brush and just pop it in on my waterline. Just going to make sure that that lower lash line is just nicely blended out. I'm just going to go and pop on a quick coat of mascara and then we'll move on to the face. Alright, so the next item that I've got to try is a face palette. So I'm just going to do all of my foundation and everything on camera for once, but I am going to speed through it. I'm just going to start off with my MUA Pro Base Moisturising Primer. Is it weird that the smell of tea tree in this one makes me nostalgic because it reminds me of the acne products I would have used as a teenager? I do like it. For foundation, I'm going to take my Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions Liquid Makeup in the shade Alabaster. I'm going to do a little bit of spot concealing using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Medium Sand. This is definitely too light. I literally went to Superdrug with a swatch of the Clinique foundation on my hand and swatched concealers next to it, and when I was swatching they matched. But once I got them home, they were too light. I don't know. I'm only using a tiny bit of the e.l.f. concealer, literally just where I need it. And then to highlight, I'm going to take my I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers concealer in the shade Buttermilk. And then I'm just going to take my Morphe M433 again before applying my powder. Just make sure this is still blended out underneath. I'm just going to quickly pop on some Too Faced Hangover Spray just to make sure I'm nice and hydrated before powdering. And I'm just going to powder using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. Okay, so let's move on to the next item, which is this face palette. This is the Nuance Quartet in Sugar Blossom. It comes in the exact same packaging with the nice big mirror again. I believe these are £16 and you're getting 12 grams of product. I'm going to start off with this shade down here. Now this to me looks like it should be a contour shade, but when I used it the other day, it was pretty warm. It was also a little bit powdery, so I'm just going to be quite careful with it. I'm just going to apply it as I would a bronzer. This reminds me a lot of the chocolate contour in Fair from I Heart Revolution, which I have tried here on my channel. The first time I tried that, I thought it was ridiculously warm. Let's do the double chin. For some reason, both of these products, when I'm using a foundation that has a warmer undertone, I do find that they come out so much more red. And I thought they would come out worse on a foundation with a cool undertone because I thought it would accentuate the kind of red that this contour shade had. But I kind of find it works better than it does on a warmer foundation, which doesn't really make sense to me. The thing is, it looks fine on camera. Like, looking at it in the monitor, it looks fine, but in real life it is a little bit red. I'm gonna go in with my iconic London tapered eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna go under my bottom lip. Oh no, see here, that looks really red. And then my nose. I wonder who's designing these contours for fair skin tones and making them really red. So next up, I'm going to go into the blush shade. Now normally for blush I use my iconic London brush. However, you may remember from my Colourpop and Sailor Moon video that it went really patchy with it and just didn't work with this brush. And I had the exact same thing with this one, so I'm not going to be using this today. I ended up using this one, which is a Revolution powder brush, the one that had the sponge on this end. Unfortunately, this isn't dry right now, so the closest thing I've got is this one, I guess. This blush is very powdery. I don't know if you saw that dust, so I'm gonna try it with this one. No. Let's see if I can get it to work. If you guys have any suggestions for blush brushes that are a little bit more similar to this, I need brushes that work with all of my blushes. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting, first of all, what I've managed to do is on this side, the blush is at the top of the apple of my cheeks, and on this side it's at the bottom. How have I done that? I think what's happening is it's very powdery and it kind of lays itself down in the first place where you put it and then just sticks to that. So I think on one side I started a bit lower than the other. It's just so pigmented and it's... I don't like this. I definitely don't like this. Let me just take my sponge and just try and blend it in. I'm trying to bring it outwards, but it's not, like, it's just not laying it down evenly. No. It looks okay on camera because my blushes never show up as much as I want them to. In real life, it is just like clown blush, basically. All right, there's no fixing this, so let's just move on to the highlighters. We have two. I literally just threw my brush, okay? We have two. We have a gold and we have a pink. I tried both of them the other day. This gold here didn't work when I was at my darkest tan shade. It literally was the color of my foundation. I'm gonna try it for you now. I'm taking it on my PC17, which is what I use with all my highlighters. I'm doing it on this cheek because this is the cheek that never gets photographed for Instagram. I mean, it has brought in a glow, but it's almost darker than my foundation shade, so unusable for me, unfortunately. It's giving me a cast. So let's go into the pink instead on this side. I do feel like I'm having to dig in a bit. It's not picking up very easily. There we go. The glow is quite nice. It's giving me similar vibes to the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow, which I really, really love. Again, this is borderline too dark for me. Okay, so I've just double checked and these palettes definitely only come in 2 shade options. And unfortunately, that's just not enough. Like, that doesn't cover most people. Like, in terms of this lightest palette, I feel like I'm literally just on the border of being able to use it. And then the darker palette doesn't go that deep either. So 2 palettes, it's not enough. We need more shades. In terms of the highlighter itself, it's nice. It's given me a really good level of glow. I've got to give it that. I just feel like the only reason that I can pull off this palette right now is because I am a slightly deeper shade. Any paler, and this would be too dark for me. Just gonna take a clean Zoeva 231. Let's see on the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna quickly go off camera. I'm gonna do my eyebrows and my lashes, and then we'll come back to test our final product. All right, so my lashes and brows are now done. All of the products I used will be linked down below. Our final product is a lip product. This didn't have the name of the product. Right, so this is one of their Lift Lips Max. Sorry, it's really hard to say. I really struggled with it when I tried the other day. The shade is Peony, I can't say that, Peony Bloom. So this is actually a gloss and it is a lip plumping gloss. So I'm just gonna show you the color by itself. It's not bad. It has a nice amount of pigmentation, and the other day I did wear it by itself, but I think today I do want to put a lip liner underneath. I'm going to try this one. This is from Collection. This is a lip definer in number 4 pink. I'm just going to quickly use that as a lip liner, obviously, because that's what it is. Just going to blend it out slightly with a little brush. That is a cute shade. I thought that would be a lot more intense, but No, quite cute. So let's go in with the lip plumper now. So this is an item that I got in a previous PR gift. I don't think they actually sell the mini, but the full size retails for £12 for a gloss, and considering the price of everything else in the range, I feel like that's not too bad. It's a really good match to the lip liner. And that was a complete accident. It smells really, really minty, which might bother some of you. I don't, I actually quite like it. I think I've mentioned this before on my channel. It reminds me of an old bourgeois lip gloss that they used to make years ago. It was just a clear lip gloss, but it had a mint scent to it, and I kept repurchasing it and I loved it. And this kind of reminds me of this, but just with a color. It's not overly uncomfortable, like it feels a little bit cooling, but I don't feel like it's like aggressively plumping your lips. To be fair, yesterday I didn't really notice a lip plumping effect at all, so if that's what you're buying it for. But just in terms of a gloss, it's very comfortable. It's not sticky at all. The color's cute. It's nothing too intense. You guys know I'm not a fan of like really, really pigmented glosses. Oh no. Oh god, guy. Yeah, this is cute. I really like the color. Like, this is definitely something I would wear. I think it's really, really comfortable. It's not sticky at all, and I really like the smell. As a lip plumping gloss, it's not really doing it for me, but it's comfortable. Yeah. Alright guys, that is it for the video. Let's have a bit of a recap about these products. So let's go in order. Let's start with the eyeshadow palette. I do like the colours. I think it's very autumnal. It's very nice for this time of year. It's not super pigmented, but then again, as I said, I don't think I am the target audience for PIXI at all. It's going to be someone who wants something a lot more natural, a lot more wearable. You know, fine, it works in that way. The look I created with it is nice. The metallics are a little bit disappointing. I wish they just had like just a little bit more, just, you know, just more. Like, you guys know what I mean. They weren't super intense. Definitely work better with a finger. I do also think that I would be able to get a very similar look out of this palette, which is my Revolution Forever Flawless Allure. I feel like you could easily dupe this one in this one, and this is £12. So if you really like the colours, I just don't know that this is necessarily worth the spend. I feel like you have similar colours in this, and you do also have some pretty metallics, some much more intense shades, some gorgeous glitters. There wasn't necessarily anything wrong with this one. It's not a bad palette, but I do just think that for £22, it's a bit much for the result I got when I could get it with this for £12. Next up, the liquid fairy lights. I love these, I've already said it. Definitely the highlight of the video for me. The rose gold, not my favourite shade. Like, I don't feel like it was super intense. Still think it's nice. It's still kind of amped up the look. And then the crystalline one, love it. I added some more in my inner corner. It's so sparkly. Probably my favourite product from them. If you're going to try any makeup from PIXI, I would go for this. I think it's amazing. The face palette, I think I've expressed pretty much all my thoughts on this one already. To me, the two matte shades, the contour and the blush, they're just a bit too powdery. The blush went really patchy. I feel like now it's kind of settled in. It looks nice, but it was a lot of work. And then that contour bronzer shade, it looks alright on camera. I think it looks like shadows, but in real life it is just a bit pink. I don't really get it. Like, it's just not right. The highlighter is probably the best thing in the palette, but again, I just don't know how long it's going to suit me for. This is definitely going to be more for the summer for me, and I don't think I'm ever going to use the gold, but it kind of makes me want to try their actual duo highlighters. In fact, I don't even think they sell them as singles, those dual highlighters, so that might be something I do in the future. And then finally, the lip plumper. I'm looking at it right now, and I do feel like the color has faded already. I feel like it's really obvious that I just lined my lips, so I would maybe recommend wearing this over lipstick, or if it's going to be a lip liner, filling in your lips instead of actually just lining them with it. It's not sticky at all. It's super comfortable. I like the way it feels on my lips. I like the amount of pigmentation. It's just the right level for me. If you wanted to get this as a lip plumper, no, that's a bit of a fail for me. It's definitely not doing any lip plumping. However, love the peppermint smell. I like the effect on the lips because it's not tingling, it's quite cooling. Would I repurchase it with my own money? Kind of on the fence about it. Feel like I would need to use this a bit longer, but then I kind of feel like I want to try another shade. Watch this space maybe. We'll see. So yeah, that's it for my thoughts on these products. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried makeup by PIXI. What do you recommend? Should I be trying some other products? Because I'm open to trying more things. I just feel like the ones that I had maybe weren't the best. Maybe they do better. Let me know in the comments, what do you think I should try next? If you enjoyed this video, then do as well make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!